Owning a Land Rover is a mug's game. It's going to be a money pit. It'll never be out the garage. 80% of Land Rovers ever made are still on the road today. The other 20% made it home. Well, hello again. Thanks for tuning in. You join me on this fine January day as I drive back from work. In and amongst the usual busy days I have at work, I got a rare opportunity to just be at the office today, and it gave me some time to reflect on the real treasures in life. Exploring, adventuring, and for me, camping and driving my Land Rover. So on my journey home, I thought we could just have a brief conversation, a one-sided conversation for now, and talk a little bit about why I bought or why I drive an older Land Rover Defender. Ever since I was pretty young, I've always had a bit of a fascination for Land Rovers, or certainly vehicles and machines. Fusing that with my interest of the outdoors and camping, being quite hands-on and enjoying mechanical things, an older Defender sort of ticks quite a lot of boxes. I deliberately went for this one because I was after a commercial, aka no rear seat, so quite a lot of space in the back, and it's got a 300 TDI, which for me was the engine of choice. Although it's, you could say, considerably less refined and less powered compared to the newer stuff, it lends itself to being considered as the most reliable for a number of reasons, but mainly the fact it's very simple. It's a very simple engine. It's a fully mechanical engine. There's practically no electronics in this at all. The only electronics in here, or electricals, are your headlights, your wipers, your horn, sorry love, and well, that's almost it really. You've got a few wires coming off your EGR valve if you haven't already deleted it, sorry. So overall, you're not going to find yourself running into complicated electronic diagnostics should you have an issue. Everything should be a mechanical repair, almost, which I suppose is why the military opted to keep the 300 TDI in service for so long. I know they're starting to phase it out now, but they've been using that engine for well over 25 years. And they could have changed to the TD5, the Puma, and they rejected them. They didn't want them. And I think what they saw in that appealed to me. We've all heard the stories, the telltales, that owning a Land Rover is a mug's game. It's going to be a money pit. It'll never be out the garage. There's the old saying, 80% of Land Rovers ever made are still on the road today. The other 20% made it home. I've heard it all before, and I'm sure you have as well. With people saying they're unreliable and you should have bought a Land Cruiser. I love Land Cruisers. I think they're incredible. And if I could have one as well, I probably would. This is by no means a review. It's just me reflecting, I suppose, on what I've done. And every time you have a niggle, big or small, you learn something, and that it's a vehicle that can be worked on. The engine bay access, there's loads of it. You can get to pretty much every single part of the engine without too much faff. I think the biggest gripe for me that I would like in a newer Land Rover Defender, or one of the later models, is the engine and gearbox combination. Nothing wrong with this engine, but the 5-speed gearbox on a motorway, realistically, your comfortable cruising speed is going to be 50-55 mile an hour. Some people claim they'll do 60, but I don't know whether their gearing ratios are slightly different to mine, or whether they've just got no sympathy at all. But as soon as I start getting close to 60, I feel like I'm one of the Apollo space missions re-entering Earth's orbit. It really is quite violent. You've got no tech, you've got no screens, nothing. It's just you and some mechanics. I don't mean actual mechanics, this is a two-seater, it is just me in it. And as I pull up to the fuel station, I should probably mention, it's not too bad on fuel either. Don't know exactly what the fuel figure is, but it's really not too punishing. Maybe low 30s, high 20s at worst. It's really quite good. Anyway, gonna get some diesel. As much as I would enjoy driving a luxury vehicle at times, I've usually got dirty shoes or mud on my trousers. I shouldn't be getting in something like that. And this is just forgiving. And it's a tool at the end of the day. It can take you so many places. They're surprisingly capable off-road, even from standard. This has had no modifications to it in terms of lift kits or massive tyres put on it. It allows me to ultimately do the thing I use it most for, which is camping. Taking it camping, whether I'm sleeping on the ground or if I'm sleeping in the back. I've got that option and it's quite nice. It does also allow you to carry more kit if you want to. Somebody who enjoys anything vehicle related, outdoor related, camping, or you've got a general sense of adventure, you might like some of my other videos. And by other videos, I mean one, because there's only one on there at the moment. But there will be more. I hope this video was of interest to you, even in the smallest way. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you again in another video. Thanks for watching.